Help me to be where I should have been by now. So my prayer has been, Lord, catapult me into where I should be and let me reside in that place. I want to reside in the should be, where I should be. And so that's my prayer for you too, that God will thrust you to where you should be. The time that you have wasted in times past, that you will ascend and accelerate in your ascension in this season.
Hey y'all, it's Shawana Stevens with the Well Network, and this is the Life and Podcast, because you know life be lifing. Hey y'all. Hey y'all, it's Shawana Stevens with the Life and Podcast. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Shawana from the Life and Podcast. And today I actually want to talk about 8 scriptures that have changed my life forever. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe now. Like the video, let the algorithm know that we're here, and comment. Let me know where you're from. Let me know your favorite scripture. I would love to know that. And let's get into the video. Okay, so first of all, let me say that I have always been a lover of the word. However, I had to actually love the word for myself. You know, it's one thing to be exposed to the word and it becomes a part of you, but it's another thing to actually develop a love for it. And so there are scriptures that I can pinpoint that certainly increased or deepened my relationship for the Lord. And to be truthful, there are seasons where I didn't want to read my word. But when I did, these scriptures actually pushed me to actually indulge even the more. So the first scripture that I actually want to talk about is Colossians 3:2. That scripture talks about setting your mind on things above. And yes, we do have to set our mind on spiritual things. But in addition to that, we literally have the ability to set our minds on whatever it is that we desire. So if you're thinking about one thing, you can literally pick up your thoughts and set them somewhere else. That is a huge power that the Lord has actually gifted us with. One of the things that I want to say, though, is that I'm learning your ability to set your mind will determine your altitude. Your ability to be able to shift is what will guarantee your success. Why do I say that? Because when you're moving in a positive direction, the enemy wants nothing more but to stop your momentum. And so he stops our momentum by making us think things that are not important. We get stuck on things that aren't progressive and conducive to our spiritual progress. And so that scripture has totally helped me. And not only has it helped me in my way of thinking, but it has helped me in seasons where I am not progressive in my spiritual growth or progressive in success even. And so that one's a good one. My second scripture is one that I actually stumbled across. Like, I've heard it before, but recently it hit me different. And that particular scripture is Hebrews 5:12. It says this. It says, "Though by now you ought to be teachers." That little part right there kind of hit me. And the reason why is because the writer is saying you have wasted time. That's all I hear. You have wasted time. You should be here by now, but you're not. And that has compelled me to want to grow even the more. And my prayer has been, Lord, help me to catch up in the spirit. Help me to be where I should have been by now. And so this season of my life is all about, Lord, I want to be catapulted. Lord, I want to be... So my prayer has been, Lord, catapult me into where I should be and let me reside in that place. I want to reside in the should be, where I should be. And so that's my prayer for you too, that God will thrust you to where you should be. The time that you have wasted in times past, that you will ascend and accelerate in your ascension in this season. Here's another one, Ephesians 1:8 through 9. It talks about wisdom, knowledge, and being able to know the will of God. And the more we get to know the Lord and come into wisdom and understanding, he makes his will known. And for so many seasons, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what God's purpose or plan was for me. And so when I read that scripture for the first time, and it actually it made something leap within my spirit, it was because I was searching to determine, okay, wait a minute, what am I doing? There are seasons in your life where you can feel like you dangling in the air. You ain't got no purpose. But this scripture taught me the more that you learn God, and in him, that's where you find yourself. Who you are is wrapped up in who he is. And so this helps me to know that. And I want to encourage the person that is struggling in that vein. There was a year that my husband bought me a gift, and the gift, I was kind of excited about it, but I didn't show the excitement that I probably should have because I didn't understand the gift. And so one day I was looking at it. He asked me, hey, did you enjoy the gift? I was like, yeah. He was like, wait a minute, bring it here. He shook it. And what it was like this little clear ball with a picture inside of it. And you could put like a picture of whoever you wanted to put in it. And he shook it. It lit up. And then it started to sing. And I realized, you know what? I had this gift sitting here and didn't understand the magnitude of it because I didn't check it out more. And I think sometimes when we look at our relationship with God, we got God. We say we got him, but we don't shake God up. We don't get to know all we need to know about it so that he can really show us who we are and show us the extent of his gift, his presence in our life. And so I want to encourage the person that is struggling in that vein, get to know the Lord. Get to know him because he is the creator of you. And so obviously he knows all the ins and outs, and he knows the purpose in which he created you. So another scripture is Romans 12:2. And this one talks about renewing your mind. And the reason this one blessed me and has changed my life forever is because I realize now that a renewed mind is powerful. A renewed mind is conditioned. It is conditioned to think right because you constantly are renewing it and correcting all of those little erroneous nuances that are natural. They come natural. They are part of your natural mind. But when you renew your mind, you become different and you condition your mind to be different over time. A renewed mind is never wallowing in what is not productive. A renewed mind is progressive. It always is thinking the bigger picture. And so when I read that scripture and really pondered over it and really got to know it and commune with it, I learned all of these different things, that a renewed mind is all of those different things. Another one is a renewed mind settles well. It lands in the right spot. You ever have a situation and you just think wrong about it, but a renewed mind, when your mind is renewed, when you commit to renewing your mind, you can always, although your thoughts may be wrong, you can bring them back in subjection to the word. So it never wallows. A renewed mind never wallows in wrong. A renewed mind is not cluttered, meaning that you will not have cluttered thoughts if your mind is renewed. If you commit to a renewed mind, you cannot be weighed down by all of the clutter in your mind. A renewed mind is learning the perfect will of God day by day, meaning that you are allowing the scriptures to really just perfect or allow you to be able to discern the will of God day by day. It's a part of your natural. It's a part of your day. So here's another one, Colossians 3:23-24. And I'll be honest with you. There was a season where I got tired of doing the right thing. I felt like I'm always doing the right thing. Why do I always have to do the right thing? Why do I always have to apologize? Why do I always have to adjust myself? And this older woman at my church came up to me and said, no, baby, everything that you do is as unto the Lord. And it taught me that I do not have to keep record of wrong, because no matter what I do, it is as unto the Lord. So even when I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or I feel like it's not fair, I can't dwell on that, because everything that I do is as unto the Lord. And so that scripture, it keeps me cognizant of that no matter what I'm doing, no matter what season of my life, if I do something, it has to be as unto the Lord, no matter what. Colossians 4:2, it says, continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. This verse helps me to realize that I have to be prayerful. But when I studied this verse and I looked up the word watch, or watchful, it means to stand alert. And one of the revelations that I got from that is that prayer actually gets you to a point of alertness. Prayer awakens you. That's one of the definitions, to be awakened. And so a lot of times, there are seasons in our lives where we become lukewarm and in need of revival. Prayer is the antidote. So if you can find yourself in prayer, prayer will heighten your spiritual awareness, heighten your spiritual gifts. Prayer does that. Prayer leads you into that space. And so that scripture has changed my life forever. Two more. So Psalms 8:2, that one says, out of the mouth of babes and nursing infants, you have ordained strength because of your enemies, that you may silence the enemy and the avenger. That scripture I have always read and never really understood what it meant until I actually studied it for myself. And one of the things that I was able to learn from that is your praise is so remarkable and so powerful, and it actually stills the hand of the enemy. That has been a game changer. So when I find myself in tough seasons or tough situations, praise is the thing that actually stops the plan of the enemy, not just for a moment, but it actually kills the plan at its root. And so that is one thing that I have learned from that. And lastly, 2 Corinthians 9:10, he gives seed to the sower. I used to struggle with being a giver. To be honest, I was really stingy. But I have learned that God gives seed to the sower, meaning that he supplies resources to those who are givers. Who would give what they have just for it to be wasted? And so when you find that you are a giver, when you find your hands always wanting to be open, God continues to pour in it. Okay, that's all 8. So tell me what you think. Tell me your favorite scriptures that have changed your life forever. I want to hear about them. Stay up.